Hi and welcome back to my channel. In this video you have my next month's unboxings. I'm actually starting off with an unbagging because this morning as I was putting books away after doing some filming and finishing up my last month's unboxing and etc. and going through and rearranging my other backdrop, which is my unread books, I decided, even though that's getting rather full, that I wanted to go buy some more books. Yes, I decided to buy more books. And so when my dad asked me if I wanted to go to lunch, I said yes, and I picked the restaurant downtown near one of my favorite independent bookstores near where I live, and we went to the bookstore and I got a few books. I actually showed restraint. There were several other books there that I thought about getting, thinking ahead to what's possibly on the Goodreads list and things like that, but I was good. I didn't get it just because it was on the list. I'm gonna go ahead and put those reservations in at the library, get myself prepared. So without further ado, let's get into the books that I bought. So they're in no particular order because I'm just pulling them out of the bag. We start off with The Wager by David Grann, the author of Killers of the Flower Moon. I forgot what the title was. I really loved how he told that story. This is his newest release. Murphy from Murphy Napier loves this book, raved about it, and I thought, I loved how he wrote. Our reading tastes generally align. I think I'm gonna like this book, so I went ahead and picked it up. Then I picked up Age of Ash by Daniel Abraham. This is another fantasy series that I've heard a lot about. I've heard a lot about this author. I was intrigued by it, and I thought, I think I'm gonna pick up the first book. There was another series there that I thought about starting and would have picked up the first book in the series if that had been there. However, it was just books 2 through 4, not book 1. Mildly inconvenient. Next, we have a book that is definitely on my series to read list for next year. The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I have loved everything that I have read from her, and I'm really excited to get into the 5th season. Next, we have Fellheart Huntsman, which is the sequel slash conclusion, I think, to Foul Lady Fortune. I chose not to get the special edition of this one. Not sure why I chose that, but I did, and I decided I really liked Foul Lady Fortune, so why don't I go ahead and get this book too? At first, I saw book 5 and thought, oh man, they don't have book 4. Then I looked further on the shelf and they did, so I went ahead and I got myself Lore Olympus Volume 4 and Lore Olympus Volume 5. Who knows? I may read some of these in the next week to get caught up on my page goal. 2 more books to go. Only 2 more. I was good. I bought only 8 books. It's not too shabby. The next 2 are middle grade. At least I think this one is middle grade. This is Jacqueline Woodson's newest release, Remember Us. I love Jacqueline Woodson's writing. It's just phenomenal. I wanted to get the other new book in the Rick Riordan, Percy Jackson world. They didn't have it, but I did get The Chalice of Gods. I'm really excited for that series coming up. I may actually watch scripted television. Okay, so now we have the first actual unboxing of the video. It is the first book in the next series for by Broken Binding, obviously. It's one that I'm a little bit nervous about, but I've heard really good things, and the design of the book, at least from the mock-ups, looks spectacular. So we have the box, we have the wrapping, well, first layer of the wrapping, second layer of the wrapping, present layer of the wrapping, as in like a gift. We have the bookmark for the book. They tie that really well. I didn't pull it off very well, but they tie it really well. I think, if I remember correctly, something about the cover is gonna tie together in all 3 books. So if I remember, in December, when I get the 3rd book, I'll try to bring them all together. So here we go. We have The Promise of Blood by Brian McClellan. The Age of Kings is dead, and I have killed it. They have this gorgeous, gorgeous frayed edges. Oh, it is so detailed down there. That's phenomenal. Okay, it is my favorite type of cover. Okay, so we have end pages. And I'm thinking, looking at this, that this is French Revolution inspired, so I'm not as nervous anymore. But look at this. Full cover wrap around artwork. That is amazing. Sheesh, that might be some of my favorite ever. Wow, stunning. Okay, so I'm back, same day, just different ends of the day with another unboxing. This one is Illumicrate. Again, we have the paper crinkles, but a shrink wrapped book. Yes, we are sending mixed messages here. And I say that every time. I don't know why. All right, so the book is, it's shorter. It's called After the Woods by, let me read that again. It's called After the Forest by Kell Woods. I was gonna almost remark on the fact that the name of the author was in the title. It's not, my brain just put it there. This, I believe from what I've heard, is a Hansel and Gretel retelling. And I don't know whether it's adult or YA, but we've got gorgeous design here on the edge. I really like the artwork on the end pages, and it is unique on both sides. And I believe it is digitally, it's got a bound in Dear Reader letter, but it is not signed, which is totally fine because they did my favorite type. Guess they're listening more. It is the printed on cover, and just look at that. Look at how it looks like a book of old fairy tales. That is just so pretty because it's got the design on here, and it doesn't have a design on the back, but it looks like it's got like these stains, like it's been used before. That's really cool. Okay, so we're back with the next unboxing. You get me post-run. I was hoping that if anything came, it would come and then I would see it when I got home from work. Apparently the mail was delivered late today. So I have my next Fairy Loot unboxing. I believe this is the YA because I think that the November Fairy Loot is Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare, and I have skipped that. All right, so we have the spoiler card. This is definitely the young adult box. And interestingly, so there is a very similar, there's one word that's in both of the titles of both Illumicrate and Young Adult this month, and I thought they would be playing off the same fairy tale. They're not. One, After the Forest, I think, is Hansel and Gretel, and this one, well, maybe it is. Okay, we shall see in a moment. So we have the spoiler card, not the spoiler card, the Dear Reader letter. I do like that artwork there. Definitely romance-ish. Catherine Purdy is the author, and she has written something else, but I don't remember what that is. We have the book here. This is The Forest Grimm. Oh wow, that is an interesting design there with the world coming off the back of that, I guess, wolf type figure. And here is the back design. Oh, that is gorgeous. This must be Little Red Riding Hood. So, and that's the wolf. So they are not the same fairy tale. We've got solid block on both sides. We have artwork, character artwork here, and unique artwork here. And it matches the Dear Reader letter, which it doesn't always. Oh wow. Okay. So first off, we have reversed dust cover art here, which I am, this is gorgeous. I like both of these. I love the muted colors here. This is fantastic. And then this has to be the most elaborate foiling on a hardcover. Just look at that. It's very interesting. It's giving a wood texture, and it's not raised, it's not bumpy at all. It's almost like this foiling is printed on, or like the book was crafted this way. That looks fantastic. All right, so the synopsis. Once upon a time, villagers would whisper their desires to the Book of Fortunes, and its pages would reveal how to obtain them. All was well until someone used the book for evil. Afterwards, the branches of the Forest Grimm snatched the book away, and the village withered. The villagers tried to make amends with the forest, but every time someone crossed its border, they never returned. Despite the warning from her fortune-teller grandmother, Clara embarks on the journey into the deadly forest to procure the Book of Fortunes to reverse the curse and save her mother and village. Clara's friend Axel puts aside his longings for her to join the journey. That's an interesting phrasing there. But anyway, the young travelers have set their minds to defying fate and daring to accomplish what no one else has been able to before. Alas, the forest, alive with dark, deadly twists on some of our most well-known fairy tales, has a mind of its own. So it looks like it's not just Little Red Riding Hood as a fairy tale, and it might include others. I'm really intrigued by this. This is a really good pick. Okay, I'm back again immediately post-run with another unboxing. One special edition, one regular monthly. And the first of those special editions, it's kind of ironic that it came when it did, because I had just been talking about this particular special edition because I assembled a new bookshelf. It is now my Brandon Sanderson bookshelf. And with the addition of this special edition and a couple more books that I need. One, the pre-order of Defiant, and the other, I need to get the paperback copy of The Lost Metal. The shelf will be out of room. Yes, an entire brand new shelf. And I don't even have all of his books. I have most of them, but not all of them, and he writes like 1 billion books a year. And that special edition is Fairy Loot's Rhythm of War. And this one, I love the purple on it. And these are not like stunning special editions with a ton of extra stuff, but I really like having the special edition in the British form, the 2-part to the book. So we have part 1 and part 2. Plenty of packaging with those, and now it's time for something with even more packaging because I have Goldsboro. I don't think I'm going to have Goldsboro next month because it is overlapping with Fairy Loot Adult. I just have to decide which one I'm going to shift. I already decided because Goldsboro costs a little bit more. So that's the one I'm going to skip, but I'm excited about the book nonetheless. I forgot that this was the book. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm excited about that. I'm going to take the library covering copy, whatever I'm trying to say here, off. Ironically, I had a tag or alert set up on my Libby app for when my library got a copy of the audiobook in, and I got that alert yesterday, and I went to go borrow it or place a hold on it. Already several months wait for the audiobook. And that is What the River Knows. This is one of their more subdued sprayed edges here with the ombre effect. They don't typically do desk cover art, but we have this underneath. And I really enjoyed the Isabella Bonnia's book that I read as, I forget what subscription it was last year, but I really enjoyed that one. So I'm excited about this. This, I believe, has to do with the Nile River. Okay, I'm back with another update. And from the size of this stack, you would think I had waited and let it pile up. No, all of those came today. 3 of them are regular subscriptions, 2 monthly, 1 quarterly, and 1 is a special edition. Before I get into the special edition, which does come from Owlcrate, I have to admit, when I put this on in my Book of the Month box, I think it was last month, before I did that, I went and I checked to see if it was the selection for any of my subscriptions, because there was something in my mind that said there was some special edition of this going to be produced. Then I checked and was like, oh, it's not going to be any of those. Let me select this. Then I got the shipping notification and remembered I purchased a special edition. I've done it to myself again. So there was that thing in my head that told me that. But did I listen? No. But granted, I don't actively subscribe to Owlcrate anymore, so I wouldn't have thought to check there. I do follow them on social media though. All right, I'm excited about this though. We have Dear Reader Letter, which is not a Dear Reader Letter. It's their exclusive edition, and I'm not overly drawn to that particular edition, so I mean, it's fine, the original, but I like this, and it doesn't have a dust jacket, so it's the stuff that's printed directly onto it, but I have to get rid of the plastic covering. I'm really excited about this. Oh, maybe there is a dust jacket. I was thinking there wasn't. Forget what I just said. Okay, so here is the book, their special edition, the spine, the back. It says, I'm not going to try to read that, but it says, Power and Balance, Balance in Power. Let's take a look at the sprayed edges with a design all the way around. Oh, that is spectacular. The detail on that, I don't know if it's coming across on camera. It's phenomenal. Absolutely fantastic. And the fact that that is on both sides. So we have end page art, which is gorgeous. Unique on both sides. And we have a cover. Magic doesn't die. It only waits to be rekindled. The grammar nerd in me wants to go, it waits only to be rekindled. But anyway. And then on the back, oh, this is a gorgeous edition. This is definitely well worth it. Oh, and there's a reverse dust cover art. Not that I'm going to reverse it, but I have to show you all the special bits to it. Sorry, I just looked at who the characters were on there. Yes. I'm excited to return to this. Although, interestingly enough, it must be that the print is much smaller in this one because these are the same books, but look at the difference in page count. Let me actually look at the page count. So this special edition has 644. Oh, they are the same page count, but they're such different width. These must be much thinner pages. That's an interesting comparison. Okay, special edition aside, next we have my comics subscription. I have had one dud from the kids focused subscription. I'm not 100% on this particular one. I think it's going to be adorable. I think this is much younger though, because some of the kids subscriptions are like middle grade-ish down to kids. This is Shelley Frankenstein, Cow Piggy. This looks adorable. Let me just look at that back there. I might not hold on to it, but definitely worth the read. Okay, next we have something I thought was one of my special editions, because I do have a special edition coming from Goldsboro, which is the last in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. Who knows when that will actually come. This is my Inkstone quarterly subscription. Well packaged, just like Goldsboro. I do not remember what the book is. This is the third Inkstone book that I've gotten. Also like Goldsboro, they put the library covering on it, so I'm going to take that off. Oh, okay. Now that I remember this, I am going to have to skip Caffeine and Legends in December, because this is the same book. This is a sci fantasy, These Burning Stars by Bethany Jacobs. We've got block sprayed edges on the side. We've got this gorgeous stenciling here. Inkstone is not the most detailed in their customizations, but I do love this plum color here. We've got what looks like a Star Trek symbol here. We've got a hacker. She is trying to set herself up for life. She's running against a kingdom. They have clerics. Seems pretty typical, run-of-the-mill for fantasy. Throw in some sci-fi. I'm excited about this, but I'm bummed that I'm going to have to skip Caffeine and Legends. Obviously, I'm going to skip that one and not get a duplicate, because that one's just going to be the normal one. And I'm bummed because I'm not going to get the coffee. And then the last, I know I didn't do a good job with that synopsis. I don't do a great job with synopses. Reagan from Peruse Project does the best synopses for books that she hasn't read yet. I don't know how she does that, because that takes a level of prep that it's just not in me. Anyway, we've got Book of the Month. And when I first saw the list, I was not as drawn necessarily to any of the books, but there were a couple that I'm like, okay, I'm going to look and see what they're about. And I became really intrigued by them once I looked and saw what they're about. The first of those is Jesmyn Ward's Let Us Descend. And this one, I think, is a bit of magical realism. It's a reimagining of American slavery as beautifully rendered as it is heart-wrenching. Searching, harrowing, replete with transcendent love, this novel is a journey from the rice fields of the Carolinas to the slave markets of New Orleans and into the fearsome heart of a Louisiana sugar plantation. I know that this author, Jesmyn Ward, has won, I think, the National Book Award before with her first book. She has won 2 National Book Awards for 2 previous books. So I know that the quality is going to be here. I was a little bit hesitant at first because it's another slavery-centered story. But when I read about the fact that it's a reimagining and it's sort of, it's an attempt to reclaim the story, I thought, I think I want to give this a shot. So this is the first of this month's books that I got. The other one that intrigued me enough is Again and Again. This is also a little bit of magical realism. I love all of the puzzle pieces on there. I love puzzles. This one has, I guess you could call him persnickety old man who says he is around 100 or so, but his birth date, the records in this assisted living nursing home that he's at, says he's like 90 something. But he also says that he is 1,000 years old who continues to search on these journeys. Very perplexing. Okay, so I did a not great job of summarizing. Let me look at the actual synopsis. Who is Eugene Miles? A lonely old man clinging to his delusions and rehearsing his fantasies, or a legitimate anomaly? A 1,000-year-old man who continues to search for the love he lost so long ago. What we do know is that Gino is living out his final days in an elder care facility, bored and curmudgeonly, as he struggles to connect with his new nursing assistant, Angel. So she's skeptical, and I think it goes through this journey as they are, I guess, brought together, and he goes through this story, and you find out whether or not he is a 1,000-year-old man, or he's just a curmudgeonly old man delving into fantasies. This one, I think, is a little bit outside my comfort zone, but I'm intrigued by it. The next one is also a fairly new release, but it is one of the add-on books. So it was on my radar. And then I saw more and more people talk really highly about this book, and so I decided to get it, and that is How to Say Babylon by Safia Sinclair. And I think this is talking about her deconstruction from her very rigid Rastafari upbringing. Hence you see the scissors cutting the locks there. So her father was a volatile reggae musician, a militant adherent to a strict sect of Rastafari. And so he was very controlling on her life. And that's what this book is about. And I've heard more and more really good, positive things about this, which made me add it to this one. This was an add-on. So on the cover, it will say, yep, memorable memoirs. I've been talking too much. It's late at night. The other two are from my TBR, the saved books that I have on Book of the Month. I don't have as many on there anymore, so maybe in the future I won't get 5 books. We shall see. So the first one is The People We Keep, which is a novel. And okay, Little River, New York, 1994. April is living in a motorless motorhome that her father won in a poker game, failing out of school, picking up shifts at Margot's Diner. She's left fending for herself in a town where she's never quite felt at home. When she borrows her neighbor's car to perform at an open mic night, she realizes her life could be much bigger than where she came from. After a fight with her dad, April packs up her stuff and leaves for good, setting off on a journey to find a life that's all hers. This lyrical, unflinching tale is for anyone who has ever yearned for the fierce power of found family or to grasp the profound beauty of choosing to belong. I think it was the found family aspect that made me put this on my TBR originally, my Book of the Month TBR. So there's that one. And this one originally was a pick for July of 21. And then lastly, because when reading about that book that was on this month's selections, I saw such good things about Jesmyn Ward. I happened to see on my TBR that I put another one of her books, which this is a National Book Award winner. This is Sing Unburied Sing. This was a September 2017 pick. So this is a road novel, which I think is actually similar to this one. I think I need to have another stack for the books there because it's rather precarious. An intimate portrait of a family and an epic tale of hope and struggle. Sing Unburied Sing journeys through Mississippi's past and present examining the ugly truths at the heart of the American story and the power and limitations of family bonds. I'm really intrigued, especially now that I have 2 of her books, to see if she's going to be an author for me. Okay, I'm back with the next update. This is the Goldsboro Special Edition that I thought I was getting in the last clip, but it turned out to be Inkstone. And I'm excited about this because I think this is the finale to the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, which I both love and I think is going to be on the Goodreads Choice Awards list. So let's see if I'm correct. I am correct. And I didn't realize that they did library covering on these as well. So I'm going to take that off. I just absolutely love the British design for these books. I think the cover design on the American books is just, it sells the book short. Here is the finale of this trilogy, A Curse for True Love. This has to be, I think, my favorite color scheme. We've got block sprayed edges on top and bottom, and a very similar sprayed design on the edge here. It is signed and numbered. Oh, I like that number. I'm obsessed with even numbers, and that is the number 222. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at this again. It's got the Christmas color vintage vibes. I love it. May the best villain win. So no colored end pages, but we do have purple here and foiled hardcover there. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, popping in for a quick unboxing of Caffeine and Legends. My last for 2023 because I did have to skip December, unfortunately, because I have a duplicate from another subscription. I thought I'd have more to unpackage because I've been on a little bit of a book buying spree, but it turns out the packages that I got today were just some secondhand copies of some Harry Potter books so I can put some of my custom dust jackets on them that make them look like generic fantasy books. So again, not platforming J.K. Rowling, and one of the books was in really terrible condition, but I'm like, okay, good thing I don't need the actual book. I don't know how people treat their books like that. Back to the box at hand. We have the theme card here with teeth and claws. From what I heard, this is an independently published book, which is really cool that they're platforming them. And we have the coffee. I still haven't ground last month, so maybe it's a good thing that I'm skipping December because I forgot that always in December I get the Christmas blend from Starbucks. I'm a little addicted to it. So we have this. I always love it, the coffee blend. Okay, we have, I won't be using this. It's a neat idea. This is Italian herb special blend for dipping oil. Okay, so mix contents with 1 cup extra light olive oil in a shallow bowl and serve with French bread. I've done that before at different stores or whatever. It's just, it's not my thing. I won't be using this. I mean, this is cute, but I don't think I'll be holding on to this either. So this was not a good month for Caffeine and Legends, which they usually have really good ones. But this is Pocket Wisdom 12 work-themed mini quote cards. So we have things like, it's interesting. What can you do with your Pocket Wisdom cards? Mini cards. Share with friends. Hang in your cubicle at work. Yeah, I'm a teacher. Keep in your wallet. No. Use them as confetti. Maybe not that last one, but you could if you wanted to. We don't judge. Oh, these are generic quotes. That's disappointing. Finding the right work is like discovering your own soul in the world. Make your work to be in keeping with your purpose. If you want creative workers, give them enough time to play. I don't understand why this is in this subscription. Normally their things make sense. This one does not, and I'm really sad about that. Hopefully the book is decent because none of the items except for the coffee have been. I will admit that one of the things that puts me off a lot of independently published and self-published fantasy is quality of the cover design, because I'm an aesthetics girly. I have to admit it. And that's one of the things that's put me off on this one, although the idea of a dragon, well, this is a griffin or an eagle? Yeah, I guess a griffin rider, stone and sky, or stone sky. I don't know if that's an ampersand or not. By Z.S. Diamati. I love the fact that Caffeine and Legends is platforming an independently or self-published author. From across the sea, a shadow rises. A lone survivor may be the kingdom's only hope against annihilation. So it seems like classic fantasy. And I was hoping that this would be floppy. It's very stiff. I hate that because I hate cracking the spine too. I've been really negative in this unboxing. Hopefully the next ones are better. This is going to be a long clip because I have 2 boxes and a lot of bags. Because I am starting to purchase and gather all of the books that I will need for next year's reading list. When I go through those bags, I'm just going to show you the book. I'm not going to tell you what list it will join. So let's start with the one regular book subscription, and that is my Goldsboro subscription. Okay, this month's book is The Gilded Crown by Marianne Gordon. In this book, the main character has the power, I think, of resurrection, something connected to death. The princess, when the princess is assassinated, the queen knows that this can't stay, this would cause civil war. She knows about this main character, brings her and resurrects her, has her resurrect the princess, but keeps her there in the castle because these assassination plots are plentiful and she can't have the daughter die. So not 100% an original plot, but that's okay. I am still intrigued enough by it. I wonder if there are going to be any sapphic vibes through it or not. As far as the designs, we have block on either end. This is some of their fancier sprayed edging there. I love the plants. I wonder how those are going to come into play. And we have same end page art on both sides. And we have, I think, yes, the same on both sides here with this gold foiling. Okay, so I technically have 2 Inkstone special editions, but I'm not unboxing one because one is a present for a family member and I don't know if they watch or not, but just in case, and so I can use the box again, I'm not going to unbox that one. The other one, and I was very confused, I'm like, did I double order that particular special edition? I didn't mean to. No, it's something that I forgot that I ordered, and it's not typical for me, but it goes right up my fandom alley. I completely forgot that I ordered these, so I'm gonna get them in order. They are 6 books. It's the 6 decades of Doctor Who, each written by a different author. I am so excited. So we have the 1960s. I think these are brand new stories that take place in there. Oh, I think they're all signed too. So yes, 6 decades, 6 doctors, 6 incredible stories. So I am really, really excited about this. So we have Imaginary Friends by Jacqueline Rayner for the 1960s. We have The Cradle by Tasha Suri. I bet that's going to be good. And I think, let me see if they're all signed. Oh, so they each have different end papers as well. That's the 1960s. This is 1970s. And it is signed. I wonder how much I paid for this. Okay, we have The Self-Made Man by Mark Griffiths. These are the end pages for this one. And it is signed. Wow. I'm so excited about this. Okay, we have Wannabes by Dave Rudden. That's for the 1990s. This is the end page art here. And the signature here. A very neat and orderly signature. Oh, that's hilarious. He crossed out his name for the signature. I love that. Then we have, oh, another author that I have read. We have The Monster in the Cupboard by Kaylin Barron for the 2000s. I wonder which doctor they chose for this one. And there is her signature. And then lastly, we have, oh, I know who this is going to feature. The Angel of Redemption by Nikita Gill for the 2010s. This is the thickest by far out of all of them. And these are the end pages. And it is also signed. Oh, I am so excited. I completely forgot about this collection. Wow, the spines. The spines are stunning. Oh, I'm so excited to have this. Now the question comes as to where I'm going to put all of these books. So I have 2 packages that have to be some of the most awkward book packaging, especially to open here. They're all from thrift books except for one One I got, the bag says Half Price Books, but I don't remember exactly where I ordered it. I think I had to go to Amazon for that one, but it came from Half Price Books. So the first of them we have is Fireborn by Rosario Menda. Next we have A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. And then the one that just fell out of the Half Price Books bag is Guns at the Dawn by Adrian Tchaikovsky. And I'm going to take out the receipt that I just noticed. All right. So I have several bags that have several in them. So I'm going to start with the smallest of those. This one has just 2 in them. In it has Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. The only thing about thrift books that I don't necessarily like is how they have the stickers on the side. I always forget to take off, but they annoy me. Anyway, first world problems. And then I also have The Five by Haley Rubenhold. This is nonfiction, the story of the untold lives of the women killed by Jack the Ripper. Next bag, we have Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. Not my normal genre. We have The Magpie Murders by Anthony Horowitz. And we have a really good, from what I've heard, middle grade, A Lat's Away. This is hardcover. I didn't realize I purchased hardcover. All right. Next, we have a big bag here. In that bag, we have Beasts of Ruin by Ayana Gray. We have Middle Game by Shauna McGuire. We have a Thrift Books wine voucher. Oh, thanks. We have I'm Not Dying With You Here. I'm Not Dying With You Tonight by Silly Segal. Next, we have Show Me a Sign by Anne Lizotte. I've just heard that there's a third in this series out, which I did not realize. Or it's coming out this month, I think. Next, we have When I Was Puerto Rican by Esmeralda Santiago. And we have A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos. I think I still have some more coming as well. Last bag to unbag. Right now we have The Liar's Knot by M.A. Carrick. Definitely a different format than the first book in the series. I like that format a lot better. It'll be a lot easier to read or hold in my hand. Another wine voucher. Next we have The Girl with Seven Names by Haeyeon Seo Lee. We have Feel the Burn by Andrew Schaefer. This is quite the mix here. We have Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. And the last to unbag in this very long segment is Senlin Ascends by Josiah Bancroft. Okay, I have more books to unbox / unbag. They are not book box books. They are books going into my my plans, my lists for 2024. So I'm not going to specifically say which list those are going to go for. I'm just going to show you the books. Right, so sorry, I just have one thing to unbox because the others are different project. Okay, so the unboxing is going to come in the way of Book Outlet. I was going to show you, but my address is on here, so I'm not going to hold that up to the camera. Let's see if this pull tab is going to work. It's not a pull tab, it's already kind of open. Interesting, I did not realize that I purchased this book. But I don't mind because I did like the first one in the book, in the series, and that's These Infinite Threads. So now I have a copy of it when I didn't earlier when I was talking about it in that Goodreads vlog. I also have Defend the Dawn, Black Sun, Internment. Oh, I do not like the step backs. But anyway, sorry. Minor note. I have Sura Boateng's Guide to Vampire Hunting. I have already read this one. I have The Pain Gap, How Sexism and Racism in Healthcare Kill Women. I have Incendiary by Zoraida Cordova. I have This Wicked Fate by Kaylin Barron. I have Borders, which is a graphic novel. I'm really excited about this one. I have Into the Wind-Wracked Wilds by A. Deborah Baker, aka Shauna McGuire. And lastly of this unboxing, I have Fallout, the Hiroshima cover-up and the reporter who revealed it to the world. Okay, I have some more books to unbox. I have a lot. I don't have any of my book boxes. I'm still waiting on, I think it's a Lumicrate or Fairy Loot. I don't actually remember which one, for Starling House. I really like to get a hold of it so that I can read that book for the Goodreads Choice Awards project, but be that as it may, I have several other books here that go along with my new projects. First off, we have The Grace of Kings, and thankfully this is floppier than I expected. It's still very tightly bound, so it's probably gonna crack the spine when I read this, which is a bit annoying, but that's how UK covers are, and I love the UK covers of this series so much more. Next, we have A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, and yet another $100 wine voucher. No thanks. They must be giving one per book because there's two. Why? I don't understand. Anyway, we've got the first in the Murderbot series by Martha Wells, All Systems Red, and then we have the third in the David Bod trilogy. I also have the short stories. You have The Empire of Gold. Now this, that's floppy. I like that. Next we have Heart of Flames by Nikki Palpretto. I had to get this one because I realized when I looked at my shelf that somehow I accidentally bought 2 copies of the same book in the series. So I needed to get the actual last part of the trilogy. And then we have Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire. This is book 1 in the Wayward Children series. And then we have another book that's on the Goodreads Choice Awards, but not in a category that I'm reading, but one that I'm very excited for. Black AF History. I haven't seen this up close. I don't know if you can tell that there are things written on here. We've got mediocre, petty thief, just rich AF, human traffickers, drug smugglers. So I like that. I like that a lot. And then, one that I am eagerly anticipating, we have the conclusion to the Titanic series with Defiant by Brandon Sanderson. I have enjoyed this whole series, although Titanic was the weakest so far, but I'm really excited to finish this one. There you go. That is going to wrap up my unboxings for this month. There is no possible way that I can hold up all of the books that I've gotten this month because I've gotten a lot. So I have some piles set aside for some other videos. Some of the books in these stacks that I'm going to show you are not ones that I have gotten, but most of them are books that I have gotten this month. Yeah, there's no possible way I can hold all of those up for a thumbnail. So I'll stick with my special editions, and even that might be a big ask to get all of these in the frame. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.